We are weak. We can't continue with this. Please.
So you're a young lady growing up in an African or South American third world country. A country that is fueled by corruption, unemployment, the education system sucks, and if you don't have the necessary academic papers in these countries, the chances of you getting a job are slim to none. Your parents are dirt poor, you have multiple siblings where you're the oldest, so the society looks at you as the breadwinner. You have no job, you dropped out of school, and for this reason, no one wants to hire you. You try to set up a small business, you say, to support your family, you say, but what's the point? You barely make any money, let alone profits. You walk around, not only does the society look at you like subhuman, it looks like you will live and die in poverty. But then you come across a job agent who says he or she can get you a job in the Middle East that can earn you 6 figures a year doing manual housework. You think to yourself, what life-changing money. You can buy or build a house for your family, you can take your brothers and sisters to school, and you can finally prove society wrong. Just like all the others, without asking any questions or inquiring more, you say you're in. Little do you know that you're now a slave in the Middle Eastern slave market, and there's a big price tag on your head to the highest bidder who are known as sponsors. But wait, you thought this was going to be easy money, and in 5 years' time you will be swimming in wealth. You're far from mistaken. It's time I give you a lesson in the billion-dollar industry known as modern slavery. But remember,
all I'm offering
state gives local individuals or companies sponsorship permits to employ foreign laborers. The sponsor covers the traveling expenses, provides housing, often in dorm-like accommodations, or in the case of domestic workers, the sponsor's home acts as the accommodation. But in our case, rather than hiring an individual directly, sponsors sometimes use private recruitment agencies in these third world countries to find workers and facilitate the entry into the host country, which is mostly Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Qatar, and Jordan. Because the system falls under the jurisdiction of interior ministries rather than labor ministries, workers have no protection under the host country's labor laws. This leaves them vulnerable to exploitation and denies them such rights as the ability to enter labor disputes or even the process of joining a union. Furthermore, because a worker's employment and residence visa are linked and only sponsors can renew or terminate them, the system endowns private citizens rather than the state with control over workers' legal statures, creating a power imbalance that sponsors can exploit. But it gets even deeper than this. You see, in order for anyone to qualify for work in these Gulf countries, you have to be of legal age. That age being 21 and over, but in most cases, these private job agents end up changing your age anyway if you're younger. Believe me, there have been cases of girls as young as 15 years being trafficked and sold for thousands of dollars using fake birth certificates and passports. Here's a good example.
She's really young, 16 or something, 17. If a girl is underage and wants to go to the Gulf, how would you go about that? You are going to increase your age to 21 years. Because if you don't have 21 years or 23 years, you are not going to accept you to the Gulf. So it's illegal to change the age, right? Yes, we make birth certificates. We make birth certificate for you. So you have 21 years, 23 years. So we take that birth certificate, we go to the immigration, we make passport for you.
Now back to you. You've just informed your parents of this new opportunity, and since they want the money as much as you do, they let you leave as soon as possible. You're at the airport, the plane is just about to leave. That's when your 5-year contract is laid out for you to sign. And due to the hurry and illiteracy, you don't read it and you just sign, pledging your life away to your sponsor. You arrive in Saudi Arabia. What a beautiful country. You pat yourself on the back knowing that you're not like the other girls in the village. No. You're climbing up the corporate ladder. You're on your way to make millions, just like your employment agent promised you. You get to your sponsor's house and immediately they tell you to start working. No shower, no food or rest. But since you don't have a choice, you just have to bear with it and start working. Day after day, month after month, it gets worse. Simple hard labor becomes harsh, unbearable work. Verbal abuse becomes physical abuse, where you're even threatened at gunpoint for folding a shirt the wrong way. It now gets to a point where enough is enough. You rather go back to your country than sleep with cows or on the floor.
I sleep where the cows are sleeping. I sleep me and the cows. You know cows? Yeah. We sleep together, animals. So I asked them, what am I going to sleep with you? They said, we don't have a place where you need to sleep there. We stayed there 2 months. When I come in Kuwait, I look like an orphan. Like a slave.
The most reasonable thing to do is to call your employment agent and tell him or her what is actually happening and tell them to get you out of this quagmire. But when you do so, he or she doesn't even pick up the phone. Well, he was already paid $10,000 for your head, and if he stays in contact, he might even risk losing the money he was actually given. You start to panic. You can't run off because your sponsor has all your legal documents ranging from your passport and visa. And according to kafala law, workers need their sponsor's permission to transfer jobs and employment and even leave the workplace. Leaving the workplace without permission is an offense that can result in termination of the worker's legal status and potentially lead to imprisonment or deportation, even if the worker is fleeing abuse. So what do? You look online, and this is if your sponsor hasn't taken away your phone.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Please, on behalf of all the ladies working in Saudi Arabia, please, our Governor Sheikh Makinde, President Muhammad Buhari, please, we need your help. We need your help. We've completed our contract. Please come to our rescue. We are just stranded here. Please, we are weak. We can't continue with this. Please help us. We are begging you. Please help us. We need your help. Please. So all the prominent peoples in Nigeria, please, we need your help. We want to go back to Nigeria. Please help us. We are begging you. Please do something. Please.
You just told me they are lying, right?
Need my money first.
Okay, they are lying. It's not an issue of rice, right? Without any reason, right?
Alas, the reason is money.
Money only, not rice.
No, not rice, money.
Why the agency they says it's a rice issue?
Everything they send it to you. Everything they send it to you on your phone, and they pay.
You see girls are even being sold from house to house using apps like For Sale or Haraj, which is commonly used in Saudi Arabia. And you don't want this to be you. You don't want to go through this. You don't want to be those victims who say I was sold from this house to this house for a small fee by my sponsor. So what do? There are 2 options. 1, most girls in this situation either A, commit suicide and get home in a body bag, stay, get tortured and killed, and get home in a body bag, or 2, run away, get picked up by the police, and later deported. Since you want to see your family again, you go with option 2, and in a month's time, you're back into your country with scars and a story to tell, just like the others who came before you. And that, my friends, is how the modern slavery market works. Thousands of girls are being lured into this thing, and some don't even make it back to their countries. If you ever hear someone tell you about this opportunity, this or that, my advice is to run and don't look back. It's better to use the resources you have to make a living in your country than to look for false green pastures in other countries that are going to lead to torture, death, psychological, physical, or even sexual harassment. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for watching. If you liked the video, please leave me a like down below. Also, I would really like to hear your comments, so make the comments section steamy, as well as subscribe. We make videos weekly now, and I'm very sure you guys enjoy these videos. If you haven't checked out my other videos, I've made other videos on other topics, so make sure to give that a nice scroll. And guys, thank you so much for supporting me. Have a happy 2022, and remember to keep trekking, fam.